You're up.
Hey everyone. Hey team Epic Evolution. That was pretty cool to be able to announce that for the first time since we've changed our names. For our guests, first I want to say thank you to my guests who have joined us and made it. We are very happy to have you here. My name is Lauren. I am a diamond coach on Team Epic. My team is called the Epic Home Team. We stand for honoring our mission every day, and our mission is to help people live healthy and fulfilling lives knowing that they are enough. A little backstory on myself. Bill and I, my husband Bill, you gotta eat. Like, he's taller than me, but yet he's not taller than me. Like, sitting down, I am taller than him.
My legs are longer.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see what goes on.
Yeah.
Welcome to the banter. Anyway, so, backstory. I've lost 140 pounds. Bill has lost 100 pounds. And we have been on this journey of fit, not together, but together. I lost 100 pounds before he did. And then he finally decided, okay, I actually bought the challenge pack for him and got him started on the program, and he completely changed his life. But that is not why we are here today. We are here because this man right here is super smart. And this man right here is incredibly inspiring. And this man right here has a heart of gold and has serious motivation lying underneath him that needs to be shared with all of you. And this started because this past weekend we went to our Super Saturday event down in Philadelphia, and we listened to a coach named Coach Jimmy. And his speech was about just, you know what, showing up, taking it, everything that you've got and applying it to your life. No matter what expectations people have of you, you need to be your own motivation. Motivation means nothing unless you do something with it. And you cannot, in this business, you can't have, or any business, any adventure you do in your life, you can't have one foot out the back door. You got to put it all in. And as we were driving home, we were talking about the event, and we were talking about what had happened. And Bill and I have had a really rough road. We've been together for 13 years. We've experienced tragic death. We've experienced death of a parent. We've experienced 2 kids, 2 babies, both under the age of 25, with 2 babies, making $12 an hour. We lived in poverty. People told us that we weren't going to survive our marriage. People didn't believe in us, but we believed in ourselves. We've experienced almost getting divorced. We've experienced having a child who struggles with a learning disability, and we've experienced it all. And we're here to tell you that if you work hard, you can get through anything. But Bill's here to tell you about his life and what people expected of him. And that when people have expectations of you, sometimes you become those expectations, or sometimes you rise above and you kick, excuse my language, you kick ass, because that's what you were born to do. That's what you are determined to do. So I'm going to turn the leaf over to Bill, or turn the tables over to Bill, and let him share with you his story about his childhood, how he literally rose up from ashes and became the best that he can be, and works hard every single day.
Hi guys. I'd like to thank my wife for, always supporting me and being there for me and stuff like that. She's great. So I went to Super Saturday, which I run a plumbing and heating contractor. I'm a plumbing and heating contractor. I run a small business. There's about 3 or 4 of us. And but we stay pretty busy. We hustle. We're always moving. We're always picking up jobs. We're always doing stuff. So not always can I go to events. Like the cruise, Lauren actually earned 2 spots for me and her to go. She earned it, and I wasn't able to go. So I don't get to go to everything. I totally believe in the products. I love Beachbody. I love everything it stands for. I did get an opportunity to go to Super Saturday, and I got the opportunity to sit in and listen to Coach Jimmy. Not only did I get an opportunity to sit in and listen to him at the event, but we actually got to go to dinner with him and spend a little extra time with him and talk with him and stuff. And the PowerPoints the guy has is amazing. You know, the knowledge he has about the way the business worked, the product, how to grow businesses. He's amazing. One of the things that I got out of it that I don't know if a lot of other people did, and I was sitting there looking at it, and at the next day I'm in the gym and I'm listening to motivational music, and I'm listening to Eric Thomas, you know, and I'm listening to stuff and I'm thinking about it. And the thing that I got about it was Jimmy sat there and he basically said, motivation doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit unless you do something with it. Unless you take the motivation that somebody gets you pumped up with and apply it to your life, change your life, make a difference. And I just started thinking about my whole life, the way that I grew up, the way things were. I grew up in a small little town in Ashway, Rhode Island. And basically, I grew up, and as I was growing up, I was a smart kid, you know. I could, anything you told me, you know, read to me, told me, I could process, take the information, I memorize it, remember everything about it. I couldn't read. I grew up with a father, couldn't read. I, you know, was in a family, I was dyslexic, and I basically used to go, and we'd have to go to like these little classes for, you know, that have a little tutor. So I'd go to school and come home, and then for the next 2 hours, I'd go to this tutor to try to learn how to read. And then, you know, weekends and summers, I'd have to go to school. And all we did was read books about nothing, you know, books, little words were basically words that were put together in, you know, patterns so I could learn not necessarily how to sound something out, but what it sounded like, memorize it and read a word. So basically I learned to memorize the English language, if you can imagine that. But that's basically what happened. So I, you know, was always a little bit behind in school. So they always like, you know, I was like right on the clasp, you know, it's like English. I mean, English, I'm taking like a special ed class. Math, I'm taking like advanced placement, you know, history, things. I'm like in college prep, and I can't read. So I basically keep moving along how this goes. And then my mom passed away. I was in 7th grade, and my mom passed away. And I basically shut down. And I didn't know what to do. I was basically failing out of school. So they thought it would be a good idea. I went to VOTEC school. They thought it would be a good idea to take me to the VOTEC. You're supposed to take these classes. What you do is you take like a test for placement to see what is best skilled for you. And then they put you in that type of trade. So I was in 7th grade. You're supposed to be like in 9th grade when you do this. I was in 7th grade because basically they didn't know what to do with me. It felt bad for me. I was in 7th grade. I went and took the placement test, and it came back that my skill set was basically to be a laborer working for somebody for the rest of my life, laying on a shovel or digging a ditch or something like that. So they wrote me off. They didn't even send me to the tech school or anything. And I remember thinking about it when I was a kid, you know, it's like, you know, what am I going to be? What am I going to do? Who am I going to be? And, you know, my mom had passed away, and she always told me I could be more, that I was the one in our family that was supposed to do something. I was the one that to be more. And I, you know, I always felt like I had to keep working hard and prove myself. So I started getting into sports and playing basketball, and was the last kid picked. I was the worst kid on my team. And like I am, I refused to quit. I refused to stop. I refused to give up. So, like everything else in my life, I went to high school. By the time I graduated, I was the best basketball player on the team. All division, first team. You know, getting letters from colleges. Was thinking, I took myself when I was in ninth grade. My father, he was so busy working, just trying to keep the house. I was pretty much on my own. So, forged a letter, took myself out of the special ed classes, took myself out of them, refused to go to them, went mainstream myself, passed all my courses, kept going, graduated high school with a real chip on my shoulder. Really angry guy, but refused to give up. Me and Lauren, a few years later, got together. She was 19 years old. I was 23. 3 months into dating, here comes Kylie. I was making $12 an hour, working as an apprentice, with no idea how I was going to make anything work. So we decided we're going to get married. So 6 months into dating, we got married. People would come to the wedding, and they got like towels and like hand towels and like, you know, come to the camera and they're like, good luck, guys. You're going to need it. Bill, you're really going to need it. Basically, every single person there, except for me and Lauren, didn't give us a chance. But once again, I refused to give up. I refused to quit. So we kept working hard. So, a little fast.
Plumbing school?
Yeah, we went to plumbing school. Did 7 years. So, just for a little back note, you're supposed to do 4 years for your plumbing and 2 years for your heating. If you ever go to plumbing school, make sure you keep your records. Because they lost mine. So I did 7. Once again, I refused to give up. So a little fast forward to now.
No, we opened business.
Yeah, we did. Oh, yeah, sorry. Well, we went and I got a good job, and I was working for a guy, and I was making pretty good money before the recession hit, and things were going, you know, pretty well. You know, we bought a house, and we were doing okay. And
our first mortgage payment.
You know, we were making a mortgage payment, and
no, our first mortgage payment.
What?
You got fired.
Yeah, that happens. I got for like a minute, but that was not.
Then he got fired, rehired.
Yeah, rehired. But, that was like 30 seconds. But basically, a couple years we did pretty good, and then the recession hit, and we went from 65 hours a week to 4 days, and I decided, you know, I was picking up side work and doing stuff and trying to make ends meet.
I told you to go get your master's.
So the guy laid me off, and we were in the middle of a recession. I had very limited tools.
No money.
No money. Probably about a 300 credit score. And a 1995 beat up 200.
Purple.
No, I had the truck.
Oh.
I had a 1995 like grandfather Chevy truck with a cap on the back. I basically look like a weirdo grandfather who's going to pick you up. And opened a business. And pretty much everybody thought I was crazy. I went to
not me
a whole bunch of supply houses and basically asked them, I said, hey, I landed a couple houses. Will you give me an account? And they said, are you out of your freaking mind? And I went to one, and I'd known him since I was 14 years old, and the guy goes, here you go. He goes, I'll give you an account, see how it goes, keep it, keep small tabs on me, and we'll go. So fast forward to now. I have an established plumbing business with, like 3 trucks on the road. We have a apprentice, another guy that works for me. I have more work than I could even want to get to. My phone calls every day. I went from a guy that was dyslexic and couldn't read to a guy that's running a business that did really well. I mean, ridiculously well compared to where we were. Right now we're like one of the number one accounts for that same company who gave me a chance. But basically,
and to add to that, Bill has never spent $1 on marketing.
No.
We don't have a phone number listed in the yellow pages. We have a Facebook page that's has 100 people on it, but we haven't posted in 2 years. And Bill has made his business clearly on word of mouth and integrity and showing up when he said he was going to show up. For being honest with his prices and being determined that he was going to be committed to giving great quality. And I know this doesn't link to Beachbody, but in a way it really does, because your name and your hard work and your effort and your integrity is everything.
Yeah. So that's my business story.
Success.
And like I said, and really, that part has nothing to do with anything except refusing to give up. My life, my wife, my marriage, my religion, everything is just a refuse to give up attitude. Literally, my dad used to say, Richmonds were too stupid to quit. And that was basically the way I was raised. You just didn't give up. And you don't say no, and you just keep working hard. But it applies to everything. It applies to you. It applies to Lauren. Applies to you guys following up with challengers, making challenge groups, and doing, everything you need to do to move forward. Because when you feel as though, I can't make this business work, I can't make my fitness work, I can't do this, you can. Because today, maybe you can't do what you want to do, but tomorrow you will. I remember when we started first working out, with me and Lauren, when she bought P90X for me. And she did it for about 32 seconds in the morning with me until she was ready to kill me. So we didn't do too much more of that in the morning. We've worked out.
I made it 4 weeks.
Days.
No, I made it for the first phase. I have proof. It's on Facebook.
Okay. She phased out.
But did you want to drink Shakeology?
No, I did not.
Did you want to do P90X3?
Who wants to drink? Who wants to spend $100 for a bag of dirt?
Did you want to? How much did you weigh?
At the time when I started my journey, I weighed 300 pounds.
Did you want to work out? Did you want me to buy you P90X3?
No, not really. No.
I asked him because I knew that the program had just come out. I knew that I was not going to be able to do it myself. And I had been praying and praying and praying and asking Bill to come out of the depression that he was in.
My father passed away. Because
his dad passed away. And it had been a really long year. Yeah. It had been a really long year of not having my husband present. And he's always been an athlete. And seeing him at 300 pounds coming home every day with double cheeseburger stains on the front of his shirt while I'm making healthy dinners trying to survive in my own journey was really hard. So I prayed and prayed and prayed that he would join me. I knew we loved Tony Horton because back in the day he had done Tony Horton P90X and lost a ton of weight. And then his dad died. And he gained a lot of weight, the heaviest he's ever been. Mm-hmm. And as you can see, if you've seen his before and after pictures, Phil is in incredible shape and he's an athlete. But he wasn't when he started, and he struggled, and the food was hard, and it was hard on me because I was already in a mindset of being healthy, but I needed my husband. I needed my husband to show up with me, because if my husband didn't show up with me, I don't know how much longer I could have gone. And so I bought it for him, and he took it on, and he started. And because he started, and that means once you start something, you don't quit. Even though I gave up on him 4 weeks in.
You know, the thing about it is everybody goes into something, you know, and you're having a bad day and you're ready to start. You're ready to make a change because you're not feeling good about who you are that day. And what do you say? I'm going to start Monday. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm saying these people need to start today. And even if you miss a workout or you have a bad meal, have a bad meal. You have a piece of cake, whatever. The next meal, make it healthy. Make the right choice. You know, that's all it is. You got to look at your life as, you know, it's not a destination. You're not going somewhere. You know, it's like, all right, I'm going to the Bahamas and that's it. I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Your life is a journey, and it's just going to keep going and going and going and going. And you know what? Jump on that train and go and enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the changes. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the struggle. Enjoy that, you know what? That workout was hard as shit. But you know what? At the end of the 90 days, at the end of the 180 days, at the end of the 365 days, there's going to be a time when you can do something you couldn't do before, and you're going to be like, wow. I did that. There was things that I did 5 rounds of P90X3. I know every single joke that Tony Horton has ever made in P90X3. I can tell you it before he said it, and she can back me up. It took me 5 rounds to master some of those moves. 5 rounds. You know, and you know what? When I first started, I was 300 pounds. I was doing like 1 pull-up. 2 pull-ups. I'm like, I can't do this. You know what I mean? Dying. It sounded like the house was going to fall apart. You know, I got it on the door door jamb. But I kept going. I kept getting up. I kept going. I kept pushing play. I kept pushing play. I kept going. I kept pushing play. You know? And as you keep moving forward and you keep making changes, people are going to notice. People are going to see it. I run. You know, I help Lauren with her business. She'll promote some stuff through me. And the thing about it is I don't really have time to put full time into the business. But I do some stuff. I'll see people, and people will come up to me like, dude, I started going to the gym. I started working out. I'm doing this and that. I'm like, oh, cool. It's like, I've been watching you on Facebook. You know what? You inspire me. You inspired me. I didn't say nothing. They never liked anything. They never posted anything. They never put anything on there. You're changing lives when you don't even know you're doing it. You're making things happen when you don't even know it's happening. You're impacting people in ways that you don't even understand because you're not, you know, you just being you.
Focusing on yourself. You
just being you. When you wake up every day and you decide, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to eat right and do the best I can. I'm going to be a better person today. I'm going to be better, you know, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Every single day. And you do that, you will impact lives. You will change your environment. You will change the people around you by just making that decision to change today. That's it.
And
there's no secret sauce. There's no miracle. There's no nothing. It is a refusal to quit. It is a refusal to reform. It is a refusal to do the things that you shouldn't do. You just do the stuff you should do, and it's all going to fall in place. It's all going to fall in place. And it's beautiful. And just enjoy the ride. Enjoy where you're at. Don't be unhappy like, oh, man, look in the mirror. And I do it too. Believe it or not, I do it too. You know, I pull a little skin here, pull a little skin there. It's like, dude, I'm not happy with the way I am. I'm not happy with the way I look. I'm not happy with this. But you know what? Be happy with who you are. Be happy with where you're going. Be happy with the decisions you made today. Be happy that you impacted your children. You impacted your husband. You impacted your friends.
Carrie asked in the group, tips on how to help a reluctant spouse. And the number one thing that I learned when Bill and I when we were going through a really hard time around year 7, 8 of our marriage, we were both working opposite shifts in the night, opposite shifts. He was working day shift. I was working night shift. We never saw each other. He was trying to get his business started on the weekends. I was falling into the trap of working till 2 o'clock in the morning and sleeping all day while the kids were at school. And we never talked. We never saw each other. And we were falling apart. And there came to a point where I said, I can't do this anymore. I can't live like this. We can't live separately anymore. And I tried really hard to find a first shift job. But at the same time, we didn't have money to put our kids to daycare because they were still young and still, in between preschool and kindergarten, first grade, second grade. And they needed somebody in the morning and they needed someone at night. And I was really mean and I was really angry. And I did a lot of stupid stuff that you shouldn't do in a relationship. And he was angry. And we've never told this stuff to people, so I don't know why I'm sharing it now. But we wanted to give up. But we didn't give up. And Bill started making these changes. And he started making these changes in himself. And this was before our physical journeys began. He started making these changes in himself, and he started being really nice, and he started helping around the house, and he started doing the laundry and the dishes. And even though they weren't done the way that I normally would have done them, he started leaving flowers, and he started calling me, and he started texting me and saying, I love you, when we would go days without talking. And I was like, why are you being so fake? What is wrong with you? Who are you seeing behind my back? Why are you kissing up to me? And he told me, I can't change you. I can only change myself. And he was so right, because when he made those changes, and this leads to Carrie's question, when he made those changes, he changed himself. He became a better him. I started to trust and believe in those changes, and I made those changes too. It is the same thing for health and fitness. You cannot expect your significant other to just jump right on board with you, because how many times have you said that you wanted to lose weight? How many times have you done this program, done Weight Watchers, done Jenny Craig, and I'm not putting down any of these programs, but done the cabbage soup diet, done the Atkins diet, done Slim Fast, done this, done that, done this, and you haven't followed through with it. So every time you say something that you're going to do with that, and then you get mad that they don't jump on board when they think that you're just going to quit 3 weeks down the road. But now you've found something. You have found something that has lit your fire, that makes you feel good. You're surrounded by accountability. You're surrounded by support. And now all you want is that support from home. They're not going to jump on board at first. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But they're not going to jump on board on first until you take care of you, until you change yourself. It took me an effing year to get him on board. He supported me. He watched me from a distance. But I will tell you what, he was out work eating double cheeseburgers. He was getting pizza. He was getting grinders. I would find Snicker bars in his car. Coffee is everything while I'm home trying to go from 400 pounds and losing weight. He's doing the complete opposite. But if I focused on what he was doing, then I never would have changed. So I changed myself, and I made the changes be about me, because in our relationship, God comes first. And I prayed and I asked God, even though I was so angry with God because we had been down this road and I felt like I had done everything wrong. And then I started to think our relationship comes, and then there's the kids. And then there's me. And I'm like, no. In order for me to be a good wife, I need to be a good me. So I started taking care of myself, and I started to do the changes for myself. And then I signed us up. This is like a year in. I signed us up for a color run. And he said, well, I can't have my wife outrun me at a color run. So we started running too. And then I started with Beachbody. And we did a warrior dash together. And he saw the power that I needed him. I needed him at that freaking warrior dash. I needed him to be there. There was no way I was going to be able to cross that line alone, but I wanted to do it. So I asked him to do it with me. And I said it just like this. I need you to do this with me. Will you do this with me? And he did it. And 3 months later, he finally decided to join the P90X wagon, only because I went and bought it for him, and I did it, and I gave it to him. But it was because I changed myself, and I saw those were committed lifestyle changes. I was changing. I was not changing for anybody. I was committed to doing this, to making it work. And then he did it. And I won't lie, it was hard at first. I'm stuck in 100-pound weight loss, and he's losing 20 pounds in a month. That was hard. It's hard when somebody makes something look easy, but then you find this pride. You find this pride for your significant other, and they're doing this thing that they love, and they're challenging themselves, and they're becoming better. And because you changed yourself, they're changing themselves too. So if you want your spouse to join you, if you want them to believe in yourself, to believe in themselves, you need to believe in yourself. You need to be a proof the product works. Just like everybody else around you, you need to show up every single day.
Okay. You guys can do it, you know? It's true. You can't control any other actions except your own. And the more consistent you are, the more dedicated you are, the more you show up, the more they're going to see that. And they're going to jump on you. If you're making gains, if you're making improvements, and you're changing your life, and you're not the same person, they're going to see positivity. And when people see positivity, they want it. Whether it's your spouse, your friend, your mother, your brother, whoever. It's the way it is. It's just human nature, you know. And when things are really hard, and things are really tough, and workouts are hard. I mean, these programs are hard. There's no joke around it. They're hard. These workouts are hard. It's hard to diet. You know, I heard Autumn say this one time. It's hard to diet. It's hard to work out. That's true. But it's also hard to be out of shape. It's also hard to be overweight. It's also hard to be out of breath. It's just, which hard do you want?
Choose your heart.
Which hard do you want? And they say, and they say, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. It really doesn't mean you're going to jump out of a plane and fly. It means that you actually can endure all things, that you can actually get through it. And if you put your mind to it and you say, I'm going to do this, every single person on this call can do it. I guarantee you that. Will you do it as good as stinking Sean T? Probably not. No, probably not. But you can do it as good as you can. You can improve every single day if you push yourself and you work hard. And Jimmy says, I was watching Coach Jimmy, it's like motivation isn't shit unless you do something with it.
So take this call. I mean, we've been talking and we're going to wrap up. I want you to take this call and take what you can from this call and use what you can. Don't let it just sit in your mind. Take the motivation, take the knowledge, take the love, take the passion, and apply it to your life. Do something with your life. You are destined for more. So everything you're doing is amazing. Keep going forward. Keep working hard. Keep believing in yourself. And show up every single day. You show up every single day. There's going to be progress. And you're going to look back on 365 days and you're going to be like, I am damn glad I started a year ago. Not, I wish I started a year ago. Thank you guys so much for listening to us. Thank you, Bill, for being yourself and being you. And I am so glad that he was going to be nothing, because if somebody told him that he was going to be something, geez, I would hate to see what would have happened there. I'm sure Crystal's ready to flip it over, but thank you again, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? We're always here. So if you want to talk, you want to, chat, you're having a bad day, hey, Lauren, we're always here.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I just want you really to know, you got people in your corner. You got Beachbody family in your corner. And I know sometimes a lot, especially, I'm going to be honest, I didn't see any guys on the video. So all you women, I know most of you, a lot of you are married and stuff like that. A lot of Lauren sees it all the time. A lot of people are happy. Husbands are working out, they don't see this or that. Just focus on you. Just change you. Do one thing at a time. One thing at a time, change you. And everything else will fall in. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for sharing. So really quick, I just want to add my 2 cents. When Lauren signed up, I posted this in the chat. So a couple things I was thinking. First of all, thank you, Bill. You're freaking amazing, and I love you guys. And you made me cry too. When Lauren signed up, she, as a coach, she basically told me, I don't really want to do anything extra as far as marketing and this and that. I just want to run my business how my husband runs his, and I just want to be known as like the awesome coach that I know I can be. Excuse me. And she has, and she is. And if you know Lauren, even in the least bit, she is the most selfless person ever. Second point, I've stayed at their house multiple times. I saw somebody say, Jennifer, say that they were staying at their house for a week. They've stayed at my house. I've been around Bill a lot. He is literally the most consistent person you've ever met in your entire life. Like this is not fluff. This is not talk. He, not just fitness, but nutrition. Like we went out, they were up here last weekend. We went out for Mexican twice. I forget what else we ate. I don't know. I ate. My daughter wanted ice cream. We stopped and got ice cream. Bill's like, no, I'm good. He like leaves the tortillas and eats the protein. Like he's the most consistent person ever. Like real talk, I finished his meal the first night. Because I was like, dude, I'm hungry and there's mad food right there. But anyway, seriously, it's not fluff when he says like just be committed to the process. Like he is committed to the process. Real talk. And then the third point I just wanted to make was on the spouse point. So I've been on this fitness journey since 2011, and my boyfriend has kind of dabbled in it, but not been consistent for all this time. He's actually, I just woke him up and told him to stop snoring so loud on the couch because I had to speak. And I always tell people if I would have waited for him, I'd still be where I was 100 pounds overweight 5 years ago. You can't wait for people. As much as you love your husband, as much as you love your wife, you can't wait. You got to just get started. And like they talked about, change you. And the people who are ready to change will change when they're ready, but you can't make them ready. And the beautiful thing about all of that is you have this family and you have a world of social media and challenge groups and people who support you and love you and encourage you. Dive into that and embrace it for what it is, because that was the defining factor for me. That was what made this time my last time. This was why I'm not back where I was, 100 pounds overweight, because I had the people in my life through social media that were supporting me. So dive into what you have access to, because you have an incredible source of support here. Those are all my little points. Does anybody have any questions for Lauren and Bill? Bunch of thank yous. You guys are awesome. Anybody? Going once? Okay. If you do, post them in the team page. I'm sure Bill will make a video or Lauren will answer the questions or something to answer your questions if you have them when you get off. A couple of things regarding the open house. We will have 2 posts tomorrow and 2 posts on Friday and 1 post on Saturday as a wrap up. So stay tuned for those things. Coaches, tag your guests. Guests, look out for the post. And then what else was I thinking? I don't know. Yes. And I'm sorry. I just lost my train of thought and the chat came in. Okay. So lastly, if you are new to our team, if you are a guest, we end all of our team calls in completely optional prayer. Oh yeah. Don't go anywhere. Take a picture really quick. Everybody say cheese. Cheese. Hold on. One more. We got 2 pages of people. Most of these are phone calls. Cheese. Okay. We end all of our phone calls in completely optional prayer. You're not obligated to stay. Feel free to disconnect. This is just something, and just for the guests to kind of give you a backstory to that. I've been a coach for 3.5 years. A year and a half ago, I almost gave up on this business and threw in the towel and decided not to. And in that moment, I decided that everything I do with this business going forward would be given to God and led by God. So that said, I offer prayer at the end of our team calls. It's important to me. It does not have to be important to you to be a part of this team. It's just something that is in the midst of what we do. So take it if it's valuable to you, and if it's not, there's a lot more here that is valuable to you. So just know that if you are a guest here, kind of peeking in. So we're actually going to let Bill pray, and after that, we will wrap it up. Coaches will be here same time, same place next week, and we hope to see a lot of you guys here as well. Take it away, Bill.
Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this opportunity to come together as a group and spend some time and just enlighten and talk about different issues in our lives. Lord, I pray that the stuff that me and Lauren were able to talk about was positive and could help somebody out there and, in their journey. I pray that you would just take care of us, encourage us, keep us, help us keep pushing forward, to grow closer to you and to grow in the way that you'd want us to. Lord, I thank you for this team. I thank you for the women and at least a couple of us guys on this call. And I just pray that you continue to bless us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
All right. Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you, Lauren. Have a great night, you guys. I will post the recording. Bye.